Hey guys, so in honor of the announcement of State of Decay 2, and the fact that we're super big fans of the original killer zombie title, we thought we'd bring you Apollo's top 5 wants and needs for State of Decay 2. State of Decay was originally released on the Xbox 360 in June 2013, and was released on PC later the same year, with the Year 1 edition releasing on Xbox One and PC in 2015. If you haven't already played State of Decay, we'll give you guys a quick introduction so the rest of the video can make sense. State of Decay might as well play out as a survival horror, mixed with some good old zombie slaying action. The key story of State of Decay takes you across multiple locations across the fictional location Trumbull Valley. Though, in this game's opinion, the most fun to be had in State of Decay is to play Breakdown, which is a never-ending survival mode, becoming increasingly more difficult as you jump town to look for more resources. There's also an additional DLC called Lifeline, which is a more story-focused expansion. Through bashing zombie skulls in, rooting through somewhat abandoned houses for food and medicine, and making friendly with those weirdos around the corner from your home base, you really only have one job in this game: survive. Trumbull Valley was insanely huge, especially true if we look at the size of the team who made the game. Walking from side to side could take you easily hours, driving considerably less, but still a good 5 minutes, and that's provided you don't get distracted by the zombie hordes and resource booties scattered all over the map, ripe for the taking. State of Decay had a fantastic map to explore, that's for sure, but State of Decay 2 could be even bigger. The original game focused on having 3 main towns to explore, pretty much all shops, stores and houses included in them, and had the side benefit of having the occasional farmhouse or abandoned camping spot for you to fill your eyes with whilst on the roads between these towns. Undead Labs are obviously onto a winning formula with all the work they put into State of Decay, so we think they might be aiming to have a few more towns and a few more points of interest in the sequel. Obviously only so much can be simulated, hell, the original was notorious for its frame rate drops, especially on the 360, but times have changed and hardware has grown in power, so we'll be quite surprised if they don't start putting it to their advantage. Let me start this next point by telling you guys a story, one that I'm sure a lot of you will be very familiar with if you've had the joy of playing State of Decay. I once had a settlement of about 10 people, all happily living together. About 4 of them I actually bothered to play as and improve. The rest were, bait. So I'm strolling along, looting some buildings, and what do I hear over the radio? One of the survivors in my settlement has decided to go solo a powerful zombie that not even I'd mess with unless I had a gun. And he's gun barehanded, you say? And is now requesting help. Well, surely, let me just drop all this food and medicine that we need to go save his stupid ass. Okay, no worries, back safe and sound. Let's get back to those tasty resources and... Oh, another survivor's run off to fight something that needs help? Well, you know what, that's their problem, I'm busy. So they managed to get back in one piece, eh? Good job, good job. But what's this? They're badly wounded, and because of their choice to go out and get hurt, I'm now being punished. Right. Okay. That section might have felt sarcastic, but it legit wasn't. State of Decay survivors were somewhat of a loose cannon. If you're trying to scavenge some sweet loot and a zombie is sneaking up on you, any survivor in range will probably come grab it before it can harm you. If you decide to help somebody move out of their zombie-infested rat hole of a house to move in with you, they'll more often than not prioritise fixing windows over actually packing up. So you literally just sat there shouting at the screen, "Hurry the f*** up and pack your bags!" To put it bluntly, you need greater control over survivors in your group to stop them from doing stupid things like trying to fistfight a bloater, and the AI itself needs to be a little brighter on the whole. This opens up a whole new world of management and character traits, as you could set up a system of telling who does and who doesn't go out to explore, and what exactly they do whilst they're out. Risk versus reward, obviously. But it's something that could happen and would be pretty damn cool. Equally so, perhaps survivors could start having certain traits like cowardice or hero. Cowards will obviously run away from anything that looks a little too hairy, and heroes will never back down until the job is finished. I can imagine these being bloody annoying too, but hey, at least it'll add a little more jazz to the game than just the same survivor reskin doing all the same actions, which is what we had in State of Decay 1. I feel kinda dirty for making this point because I really like the skill system in the original State of Decay, but hell, up and over, am I right guys? State of Decay had your character improve skills like fighting, shooting and wits as they kill and explore, and after reaching a certain rank in each skill, you could then let them spec in certain ways, making them much more better with a specific type of weapon. This we feel needs to stay in, as it's pretty cool, but perhaps Undead Labs could borrow some skill tree ideas from other big games such as Borderlands, Mass Effect or Far Cry. A lot of it could be passive skills, you know, the classics like jump over walls 5% faster or minus 40% stamina consumption while running, the good stuff. But if they really wanted to, the devs could play around with this for a while. If they kept in the original upgrade system, as in getting good with one or more types of weapons and then speccing in one, then it could maybe go a little deeper. So it would take a few hours of play with a character to make them spec in heavy weapons for example, but it could then take them a few hours longer to fully upgrade their proficiency with heavy weapons, increasing their damage, weight, whatever else along the way. Or maybe just screw the entire speccing system altogether. Just let any character use whatever they like, but slowly improve their passive skills with each as they use them. Again, the obvious stuff like after using heavy weapons for a while gaining plus 10% attack speed. There's a huge world the devs could dive into here, and it's really only limited by their imagination. So, here's hoping we get some pretty cool outcomes. With such a huge and rich environment to explore, you're going to need an equally exciting means of getting around. The devs solved this conundrum by including cars of multiple designs all over the bastard map in the original game, but with the sequel, we hope they'll step it up a bit and think about including some additional types of vehicles. You had 4 and 2-door cars with different designs, which then went a little further in the Lifeline expansion, but that's pretty much all you were limited to. Where are the bikes? The clown cars disguised as vans? The helicopters? Okay, maybe that last would be a little crazy, but that depends more on the size of the map than anything else. If they double the size, then yeah, maybe it's time to start thinking about putting some air vehicles in place. I can picture it now, looting a house clean of its medicine, throwing it all in the still active chopper outside, and flying into the sunset with your new haul. Or perhaps, and related to the final point of this video, maybe have a function in place to keep the engine running while you get what you need, at the risk of attracting more zombies to your location of course. But more importantly, if the devs do go down the multiplayer path, what if somebody comes along and steals your chopper while it's still ready to immediately take off? Who knows what kind of crazy ideas the devs will bring transport wise, but we definitely know what we want to see. And finally, on our final wish for State of Decay 2, co-op and or multiplayer. Now, we know from the announcement Undead Labs have made so far, as well as the reveal trailer at E3 earlier this year, that State of Decay 2 will function co-op capabilities. What exactly that means for the game, we don't really know yet. Will you be able to run 2 different settlements and trade or battle with each other like a glorified version of Zombie Civ 5? Or do you have to be together within eyesight of one another at all times, limited by the host range like Ark Survival Evolved? If we had it our way, we'd enlarge the map to good proportions and have maybe a 5-player game limit. Then just send them on their way. All start on a different location, all able to start or join settlements of their own choosing, and of course, fighting it out over those much needed resources the new location has to offer. This would obviously require a lot of work, and I honestly doubt Undead Labs will go down this path, but it'd be pretty damn cool, don't you think? Kinda like a smaller, arguably much better, version of DayZ. Co-op definitely seems the path the devs are going to follow, however, and as mentioned briefly a minute ago, if the new world is massive and free to explore, it'll really suck if you have to stay within a certain range of the host. Obviously, maybe needed to due to hardware limitations here and there, but it'd still be somewhat of a wasted potential. Here's hoping the devs can figure something out and make State of Decay 2 a fantastic addition to the State of Decay family. And here we are at the end of the video. Thanks for joining us today everyone. What did you think of our list? Got something you'd like to see in State of Decay 2? Then why not drop a comment below and tell us what you think. And whilst you're down there, that subscribe button is only a short scroll up the page. You can keep up with the Apollo team by following and liking us on our Twitter and Facebook pages. Though, if you just want to chat to me about why I'm such a State of Decay god, then you can catch me on my personal Twitter, all of which are of course linked in the description below. You can find a link to our main channel, Apollo Reviews, in the description also. Go subscribe to us on that now to receive gaming news every week, which may or may not be State of Decay this week. Okay, it is, you got us. Anyway, peace out everyone, we'll catch you next time on Apollo Plays.